So today's agenda is we'll be doing with simple linear regression and multilinear regression. Okay, coming to simple linear regression, we got to know about the theory of the regression model. Correct. So regression model is having something called as independent variable and dependent variables, and you need to predict the continuous values. Okay. What else can we do in regression? That we'll see that later. But as of now, you must understand that whenever there is a point, the straight line would be plotted onto the screen, and we will see the difference between the actual point and the predicted point. The difference is called as a error. Okay, that is calculated using the distance formula, square root of y2 minus y1 the whole square plus x2 minus 1 the whole x1 the whole square. We calculate it for all the points, and we sum up all the points, and we calculate something called as SSE and MSE. Then we are keeping SSE and MSE, we will be calculating something called as R square. So we got to know whichever R square value, whenever the R square value is nearly equal to 1, we say the model is good. If R square value is not equal to 1, then we say the model is not performing better. Okay, that's what we understood in the previous session. So our intention would be like to give the proper R square value, that is to build a predictive model so that it will having the proper R square value, correct? Okay, so now what we do is we'll be reading the file by name tvmarketing.csv. I'll be doing single linear regression and multilinear regression. In single linear regression, I'll be telling you with respect to one dependent variable and one independent variable how to make a prediction. In multilinear regression, there are multiple independent variables and one dependent variable. Okay, this code is available in GitHub also, and I'll be forwarding you, so don't worry about it. Okay, so now what I do is I'll be just taking this tvmarketing.csv and I'll run this file. I'll run import pandas as tweet advertising.csv, then I'll run advertising.head. We can see here we have two features. One is called as a TV, other one is called as sales. So what it means is if what is the amount if I invest in the TV, what would be the sales happening in my okay, what is the sales happening in my organization is what we are predicting actually. Okay, provided if in case if I'm putting like around 230.1 rupees in TV, sales happening is 22.1. If I'm putting 45.1 rupees in TV, then the sales happening would be like around 10.4. It is something like that. So depending upon the sales, what we do, depending upon the amount what we invest in TV, accordingly we'll be having the sales. Okay, that's what we are actually trying to understand here. Okay, I'm just leaving advertising.head. So we got to know we have so many columns, we have two features. Since having only two features, we do single linear regression. We are predicting, I will give the amount to produce in the TV and I will see the sales. Okay, this is what is the data. First of all, whenever I told before going to the machine learning model, we need to check about the dependencies in the model. Mean to say that whether the dependent variable and the independent variables are together, or mean to say there's a relationship between them or not. For example, assume the salary of a person with respect to height. I will give you the height of the person, and if I ask you to predict the salary of the person, it does not make sense because there is no relationship between the height and the salary. Okay, does not make sense. So we need to check whether there is a dependency between the independent variable and the dependent variable. That is very important. Okay, so how to check whether difference between the independent and dependent variable? So one of the important plot we saw, there is a scatter plot. When I put the data to scatter plot, I'll understand is there a relationship between the dependent and the independent variable. We'll check that. Okay, first we'll check whether there's a dependency or not. Okay, so I got to know about the data. The data is having continuous column, so since it is a continuous feature, so it's a continuous feature, no worries, directly we can go to regression. If data was categorical, then we need to convert that categorical to continuous, then we need to start with regression, because as you know, regression expects to put in the graph, put in the plot, so it expects the numeric value, or it expects a continuous value, so the data has to be continuous in regression. Make this very sure. Okay, data has to be continuous in regression. The very important question what you need to understand here. Okay, so now we understood, yes, data is continuous, so we can go with the machine learning model, no issues. Okay, now what I say is I'll see the number of rows and the number of columns. It is 200 rows and 2 columns, and I'm seeing with the description. First of all, I told you, okay, there are steps of machine learning. Okay, in the previous classes we understood the steps of machine learning, where the data set is given to you. You need to understand whether data is having the missing values, whether data is normalized, okay, whether data is need any transformation, okay, and a part of hypothesis testing. All things we read. Now for our single step, I'm just telling whether the data is normalized here or not. I'll just check for the normalization or not. To check whether the data is normalized or not, we need to see the mean value and the median value. If the mean value and the median value in the data both are the same, then I say the data is normalized. If the mean value is greater than the median value, we say it is right skewed. If it is less, then we say it is left skewed. This is what we understood. To undergo the proper analysis, then the data has to be normalized, correct? So here we can see the data is normalized data. Okay, just a moment. Okay, just give me a second. Okay. Fine. So here what we do is we actually take with the TV and the sales. Okay. Now we understood when I say data normalization. Here we can see 58th percentile. Okay. When the mean value is 147 and the 50th percentile is 149. The mean value and the median value are the same. The data is normalized. Okay. To some extent it is normalized. So go ahead. Similarly for the sales also this to some extent is normalized. So no issues. We can go ahead. If the data was having the outliers, we need to remove the outliers. Then come back here. Check for the normalization. If data is not normalized, remove the outliers, then start building the machine learning model. But in this case, yes, to some extent data is not normal. It's not a perfect normal data for that matter. With the perfect normal data, the mean value and the median value has to be the same. We can see using the box plot. But in this case, yes, there's no much of outliers. The data is almost similar. And the mean value and the median value is almost similar, so that we can go ahead. Now we must see check for the relationship between the data. We check for the visual relationship between the data. Here you can understand I'm using the scatter plot. Okay, hope you people know how to put the scatter plot and all. Okay, I'm just running a code because I know we are doing a pair plot. I'm checking the relationship. Here you must understand there is some relationship between the sales and the TV. As the TV amount increases, the sales also increases. Mean to say it is either the it is having the positive relationship. Okay, as the amount in the TV increases, the sales increases. Mean to say there's a relationship. The data was completely scattered all over. You assume that the scatter rather than maintaining heterogeneity like this, it is something like everywhere it is scattered. Okay, then I can say no, we can't build any machine learning model because the dependent variable independent variable does not relate at all. In that case, please don't use a machine learning model. See for the features which is having the relationship. In this case, I can understand the sales and the TV are actually related to each other. So I can say yes, now I can perform the linear regression model. We understood the equation. The equation of straight line is y is equal to mx plus c, where m is called as slope, x is called as an independent variable, and c is called as an intercept. Okay, this is what we understood. Now what we do is we calculate the equation y is equal to mx plus c because it is only mx plus c here. It is not m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus m3 x3 because we does not have the multiple independent variables. If you're having the multiple independent variables, then we would have got m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus m3 x3 something like that. But in this case, yes, there's no multiple independent variable. There's only one independent variable. So we say m1 x1 plus m1 x1 plus c, as simple as that. Okay. Now what I do is I'll start building the model. I take all my independent variables and I put it into x. All my dependent variable, I put it into y, and I start to build the model. Okay, I put the advertising of TV, the independent variable, I put into x. Okay, then I say the dependent variable which is y, and I put it into y. Advertising of sales, and I put it into y. So I have x and the y now. Now I'll build the machine learning model. To build the machine learning regression model, okay, does not mean to actually start coding from the scratch. We know that better. We understood it properly. Okay, that is, we understood the mathematics behind it. We understood the mathematical intuition behind the machine learning regression model. Let us not write the Python complete code. Okay, rather than wasting time in that, let us put our time in optimization or such other things where I'm using the package where is already regression is present readily. Okay, so the package where we have the regression is either you can use sklearn, okay, or you can use linear stats model. There are different packages, there are different machine learning packages where regression model is available. I'll be using one of the package here. Okay, the project is sklearn. So what I do is I do sklearn dot model selection train test split. I'm using sklearn model selection. I'm using train test split where I'm calling train test split function. I'm passing x and I'm passing y. Okay, that is dependent independent variable. Then I'm passing the training size. Okay, and I'm setting random state equal to 100. And I say random state is nothing but selecting the number of rows. I mean, selecting the row number. If you give random state as 200, row number 1578 would be selected for training, and rest would be selected for testing. If you give random state as 101, row number 123 would be given for training, and for testing. So random state is some random number which is used to give that data to training and the testing. You can give any random number for that matter. I have selected as random state equal to 100. Okay, I have passed the data to train test split. You must understand this function properly. I'm calling the function by name train test split. Okay, assume that given a data set to you, you need to split the data to training data and the testing data. Where if you have 100 rows with you, 70 rows will be given for training, 30 rows has to be given for testing. If I ask you to do, you must not actually go and select each and every row. Okay, row number 1, row number 3, row number 5, row number 7, row number 9 for training, rest for testing. No, you can't do that. So what I do is I'll select an algorithm, select a function by name train test split, where automatically it will take the dependent variables and the independent variables. Then it will give me the training test and the training set and the testing set. For example, okay, I'm using the train test split function, and I'm saying x train, x test, y train, y test. If you have any questions, I'll come to it. Okay, don't worry. But I'm just using train test split. I'm passing my dependent variable and I'm passing my independent variable. The output of this would be x train, x test, y train, y test, where x train mean to say x mean to say independent variable, y mean to say dependent variable. When I call train test split, all the independent variables training data would be there in x train, all the independent variables testing data would be there in x test, all the dependent variable training data would be there in y train, all the dependent variable testing data would be there in y test. So I called train test split and I passed x and y. Automatically I'll be getting it as x train, x test, y train, and y test. As simple as that. Okay, now I just saw the, I just see the series data. Okay, I'm using the I'll be using the numpy function here, so that I'm creating, since you are having only one column, right? Since you're having only one column, you need to use numpy. If we have multiple column, we can use data frame pandas. Okay, we can use data frames. Since it is having only one feature, I told you there's only one feature. Only one feature means to say it is only one array. So when it's a one array, you need to use numpy. Okay, I'm using numpy here. Then I'm selecting xtrain.np.new axis. I'm taking only that column, whatever is there, I'm giving to xtrain. Okay, whatever the single feature is there, I'm giving to xtest. Okay, now my data is completely ready. Okay, so I can start building my machine learning model. To build the machine learning model, I use sklearn.linear model. As I told you, the package what I'm using is sklearn. What I do is sklearn.linear model. I'm importing linear regression. After use linear regression, I'll put it a variable called as LR. Then I do LR.fit. Mean to say, while training the machine learning model, I'll be using fit. While predicting the machine learning model, I'll use
just
predict.
A small doubt here.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sir, what does np.new axis do here? Is it reshaping the
np.new axis?
Why have we used np.new axis? I did not get that.
See, what happens here is, what we are using the NumPy library. We are using the single linear regression. Okay, while working on the single linear regression, what happens? It is a single feature. Mean to say, it is not a data frame. It is an array. Okay, so now what I want to do is, I need to convert what is there previously xtrain. Okay, since I'm having only single feature, I need to convert the single feature to a NumPy array. Because if it is having the multiple features, by default it would have been a data frame. So no problem with that. Since I'm using only one feature, it has to be in the array format. That is the reason I'm taking xtrain. In that, I'm creating a new axis, so that I'm going to xtrain, so that the xtrain would be having a NumPy array. It would be a NumPy array, because while working on the single linear regression, it expects the input to be in the NumPy array format, not in a data frame format. Understanding?
Okay, sir, instead of using np.new axis, can we convert the data frame into a NumPy array using np.array of the data frame column?
Makes sense. Not a problem. Okay. We can, it becomes a two-step process, right? First you select that column, put it in a variable, then convert it to array. Rather than doing that, I'm doing like this.
Okay.
But yes, it expects a NumPy array. Okay, great. Okay, so I converted into xtrain and I expressed. Okay, I have the data. Now I'm calling the sklearn.linear model. In the linear model, I'm importing the linear regression. Okay, in the linear regression, I'm putting into LR. Then I'm doing LR.fit. Okay, I'm doing LR.fit. Then I say xtrain and the y train. Okay, I'm fitting the model, then I say xtrain and the y train. So my model got ready. Okay, my model got ready because it has got fit. Okay, next, if you want to check, I'm passing both independent and dependent, because the supervised machine learning technique, right? Regression is a supervised machine learning technique where you need to give the input and you have to give an output. I'm given input, that is independent variable as xtrain, dependent variable as y train. My testing is there. We'll see that later. Let us check whether how the model has built the, how the machine learning has built a model. That we will see that. But as of now, you must understand, we have given LR.fit, where given xtrain and y train. Okay, where xtrain is having the training data and the y train is having the y train is having the dependent variable training data. Xtrain is independent variable training data. So model got built. Okay, now whenever I told you where the machine learning model builds, it will put a straight line, right? The straight line will be having m. Okay, you will be giving x. x is your independent variable. It will predict that y is equal to mx plus c, mean to say it will predict y, you are given x. What machine calculates is m and c. Okay, this is the slope and the intercept. So I can just check the slope and the intercept. Okay, the slope and the intercept, what I'm getting is intercept is 6.98. Okay, the slope is 0.04. Now what is the equation of line? Y is equal to mx plus c. Correct, right? Okay, now what I want is I want everyone to, okay, just take this value of m. Okay, the value of m. What is the value of m? What is intercept? Intercept is c, which is 6.98. Okay, what is the value of m? The value of m is 0.04. Now I want you people to put 0.04 into x plus 6.989. Just copy this equation, because the machine has plotted a line like this. Okay, that's plotted a line that it says y is equal to mx plus c, where m is nothing but 0.04, c is 6.98, and x is whatever the input you give. Okay, now let us predict the value of y manually, and let us see how the practically also it happens. Okay, now the equation is 0.04 into x plus 6.989. Okay, I'll give you the x, you tell me the value of y now. I'll give you the x as, okay, let me go up. Okay, I'll give the value of x as 230.1. Can you tell me the value of y? I had given the x value as 230.1, and I want people to tell me the value of y. Y is equal to mx plus c is the equation. I told you the value of, the machine has built a machine learning model. It has calculated the slope. It has calculated the intercept. It has given the slope value and the intercept value. I told you to put the equation y is equal to mx plus c, and I'm telling you what is m, and I'm telling you what is c. I want you to calculate y.
16.18.
You got 16.18 when you put 230.1.
Yes.
Any other answers? Correct. So you got 16.1. I'll go up and I'll see what is the actual answer. See, when you give 230.1, actual sales is how much? It is 22.1. But how much you got?
16.18.
There is an error. But machine is able to predict to some extent. Yes or no? Correct.
Yes,
but it is not the actual answer. There's an error. That is what we see as R square. There's error. Actual value is 22.1. Machine has predicted as 16.1. 22.1 minus, we had a constant for that also, but I'm not telling about the constant as of now. Let's just leave like that. But machine has predicted 16.1. Actual value is 22.1. 22.1 minus 16.1. There's an error. That error we calculate using, we keep on adding errors like all for all the values. Then we'll be getting the SSC and MSC. Then we calculate R square. Then we get the performance of our machine learning model. Just like this, the machine has given the value of y and the value of f like this. Now I can ask my machine to predict. Okay, I can ask my machine to predict. Okay, I'll say something like, okay, y test is having so many values. Y test is having so many values. Now what I'll do is I'll just do lr.predict of x test of test. Okay, sorry. Okay, it is actually not defined. I can just, I want to run once again from the top. Just give me a second. I will execute from the top once again. Okay, I'll just read the data. I'll go to pandas as PD. Okay, I'll go to advertising pd.csv, advertising.head. Okay, advertising.tail, then info. Okay, then describe. Okay, then visualize. Visualization was good. Then I build the model. I put x to TV to x. Okay, and sales to y. Okay, then I build the machine learning model. I split the data to training and the testing data using train test split. Okay, that is also done. Okay, then what I do is I'll be taking the np.new axis and then giving to xtrain and xtest. That is also done. Then I build the model using linear regression. Then I say lr.fit of xtrain ytrain. This is also done. Okay, then I calculate the coefficients. Coefficients is done. Now what I do is I try to predict lr.predict of xtest. When I do lr.predict of xtest, it will be giving me ypred. That is what is the machine predicted. Okay, it would be in array format. If I ask, it will say, given the data of y test, I'll be telling you what has been predicted. For example, you gave me the x test, no? Or for whatever the x test you gave me, for example, for the second case, you told for 135.2. Okay, for 135.2, if you invest 135.2 rupees, I am giving you something like 012. That is third position of y. Okay, I'll go here and I say this is for 012. Okay, if you give 135.2 rupees, I'll be giving 32.27 as the sales. This is what the machine learning value has been predicted. Mean to say, actual value and the predicted value, we keep on doing like this. And later you can check for the R square value. Okay, if I check for the R square value, you'll be getting a performance matrix where in this case, I'm getting the R square value as 0.59, which is nothing but 60% of your efficiency. Your model is only 60% good, is what I mean to say here. So your further extension would be to increase the model performance. This is with respect to single linear regression.